Well, hello there. I'm going to make a bit of a change in the way in which I do my videos. It won't affect most people because most people don't watch my videos. I think there's only about 4. I haven't got any subscribers, I don't think. I don't know. But anyway, I've always, like when I made this pot puller, I made a whole video on making it, which stretched over quite a few days, might even be a few weeks. I thought afterwards that maybe some of the viewers can give me some ideas of how to do things, to make things better. So that's what I'm going to do in future. I'm not going to have one video just doing one particular thing. I'm going to have different things in the videos as I'm going along, if you can understand any of that. Now, I did make a video on Sharkskin. That's the new type of wetsuit with the titanium sheet in it. And I was going to do a report during summer, which I never did. But basically it would have been very short because the only thing I wanted to check with Sharkskin, because I was having so much trouble putting on a wetsuit at the boat ramp. In fact, I was going down the jetty at the boat ramp asking other people if they could zip me up at the back. So I wanted to know if I could put the Sharkskin on, like when I got out of bed in the morning, and just took off down to the boat ramp without getting overheated. And in fact I can. It's really sort of insulates you both ways, and you don't really get overheated. And if you did get a bit warm, which you normally get warm anyway driving around here in summer, and you have the air conditioner in your car, so you're not going to get overheated. And another thing, these are so easy to put on. Since my last report, I bought myself a jacket, and the jacket is just so easy to put on like an ordinary jacket. And here comes an aeroplane, so I'll catch up with you later. I'm back. Then the next thing is my pot puller. That was the last video I put out. I made a reference to the pot puller during that video. I made a reference to a cutting board that I'd put on the top. So we'll just get a close-up of that. So as you can see on the top of the pot puller, I put a cutting board, and down the side I put a sheath with a knife in it. So this not only now becomes a pot puller, but it also becomes a bench for fishing. So even if you don't go lobster hunting, you can still use one of these for cutting fish, making a board, and you don't need the rollers on it obviously if you're not going to use it for pulling lobster pots. This also comes in handy if you want to pull something else off the bottom of the water. Maybe you're diving and you see something down the bottom, you can tie a rope to it and pull it up using the pot puller. Another problem that I do have with this pot puller, we'll just change the angle. So looking from the front of the boat, you've got the pot puller sticks out from the boat, which I didn't think would be a problem, but it doesn't stick out as much as the handle. But towards the back we have a tail light, and when I drive the boat onto the trailer, this actually fouls the light at the back. The handle goes underneath the light, and this fouls it. Now if I drove the boat on exactly spot on in the middle, it wouldn't foul it, but that's almost impossible in a wind or a tidal movement of water. So it's I need to be able to take this off before I put the boat onto the boat trailer. I did have it tied on the outside of the boat here, but that's pretty impractical because I can't get to it from the inside of the boat. So somehow I need to be able to attach this to the handle so that I can disattach it and take it off before I put the boat onto the trailer. Well, the next item on the agenda, and I have an agenda, is the Highfield boat. I did a review on the Highfield. I might have done a run-up, I can't remember. But I've learned that you can take these ribs out in quite rough weather. When I first got it, I was just making sure there was calm seas and so forth. But then I thought, no, this might be able to handle better weather in rougher seas than it can. It can handle more rougher seas than I can. But one thing I've noted, that this console here was actually suspended by just a piece of aluminium pipe, which means it twisted and it bounced up and down. So if you're trying to read your GPS or operate your radio or something like that, it's pretty hard to do it, because and you have to virtually stop your boat every time you want to read your GPS or use your radio. So I've installed this upright here, which goes between the false stick that I put in and the console, and this holds the console nice and rigid. It does wobble a little bit, but nothing like it did before I put it in. So that's just a hint. If you are going to buy one of these boats, you will need to consider the fact that the console does wobble quite a lot. So you might, if you're going out in rougher seas, might want a console that goes down to the deck rather than suspended. Another thing about the boat, it's nothing to do with the boat itself, it's the size. I should really have got a larger boat. So I might look about trading this in, I'm not sure. I've also got to look at my age, how much longer I'm going to last. I'm 76 now, so basically might only go to 77. You just never know your luck in a big city. But yeah, with this boat, if I go out pulling lobster pots, I can't take my diving equipment with me. There's just not enough room. So even going out fishing, you've got your fishing tackle box there. You can't do that in diving. You've got to make up your mind what you want to do before you leave home to load up your boat. Which is a bit of a shame. A larger boat, I could possibly store some fishing gear away, or have my diving gear and pull pots at the same time. But that's just another thing to think about. If you're going to do multiple things with your boat, you will probably need a larger boat than the one I've got. But it is a fantastic boat. I love it. The next project I have in mind is making a shelving system for inside my car. At the moment, everything just has to sit on the floor. But I wouldn't mind making some shelves in there, and even probably making myself a bed. I know in the old days, the old V-Dub, the Volkswagen Beetle, the surfers liked it because you could actually lay the passenger seat right down flat. Even though it was a small vehicle, they could lay in it. So I wouldn't mind sorting myself out a bed in here as well, so I could possibly take my boat down to where I want to launch it and sleep in my car overnight. That's what I might do, I don't know. I'll just see what happens. Or maybe the little lady will lock me out of the house and I can sleep in the car for the night. So yeah, that's the next project. I'm thinking of making the framework out of aluminium tubing, and then using maybe MDF boards to make all the segments. So we'll see how that goes, but once again, any suggestions, just bring them forward. I need all I can get. Okay, I think it's just a short video, and let you know what's happening in future. I'm just going to make a video of what I'm doing during the day rather than just concentrate on one subject. Although I could concentrate on one subject occasionally. I just don't know what's in the future, really, or even if there is a future. Well, I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching.
The ocean life is what I like, it's where I want to be. Sailing through the rolling waves is the only life for me. I like the sea spray on my face and the beach sand on my feet. Everyone they call me Salty Pete, Salty Pete, Salty Pete.